50 jump spots you never knew about in Modern Warfare 2. The first map I want to go over, this is going to be on prison, and just so you guys know, a lot of these spots aren't too practical, but I do think it is good for you guys to know all these spots and be able to swiftly do them. There is a few that are very difficult to do, but if you can master those, it will just overall improve your movement. With all that said though, for the first jump spot I want to show you, this is where you jump up on top of the box, and then you can climb on top of the horse, and then from the horse you can get onto the balcony. This next one, this is going to be very difficult. You can jump, you do a little twisty, and then you land into the window. This one's going to be right in front of the balcony. You land up on the sign, and then you actually can jump up into the prison. And so those ones aren't like super practical. You're not going to be doing them all the time, but they do help a lot. This jump spot is actually very helpful. You jump up on the railing, and then you go up into the window, and I love using this on search and destroy. The enemies never see it coming. This one, you can jump up onto the bomb and then climb up onto the hanging rail, and then if the bomb isn't there, like if you're not playing search, there's actually a little piece of wood that you can climb on, but you pretty much run across that railing. You can jump onto the prison, then you got a nice little area that you can look over. This one is very nice on search and destroy. A lot of people don't really know about it. You can jump up onto that ledge, and then the enemies usually don't expect you to be there. And then if for some reason you want to go up on the buses or the trucks, I was just jumping on these, showing you that you can maneuver around the map. This is a very difficult spot in hotel. You pretty much jump off that, you go onto the heater, onto the light, and then you're up on the catwalk. And then from the catwalk, you actually can jump into the window. It is a little bit glitchy. You kind of need some momentum. You'll see me, I have to run and jump through it. Then it allows me to stay up here, and this is a spot that the enemies never expect you to be. Okay, so on this map, El Asilo, I think it's called, you can go to this white building. The hard point's usually below you, and so you can jump above the hard point and then come up behind the enemies. And then if you actually jump on the light post, you can hop on there, and then you can get to the window as well. And then I just want to show you guys, you actually can walk across these cement fences, and you can maneuver around the map without actually having to touch the ground. Not going to be super helpful, but like I said before, the enemies don't really expect you to be on these. And if you can master yourself just running around, jumping on these, your movement will overall get better. So over here, this is another way to get up to the catwalk. You can go from the grass, you can jump onto the cement wall, and then you can jump from the cement wall to the balcony. And then from the balcony, you actually can just hop around on these things. You can go into these railings. This part doesn't really matter, but right here, as you guys can see, I jump up, and then I can use this tarp, this fence tarp as a head glitch. The hard point actually is right there, so it's a very good spot in hard point. And then what you guys can also do is hop onto this tent. This gives you a very good head glitch, and the enemies literally never expect you to be up here, and I believe they can't really wallbang that fence. Right here, I guarantee you guys don't know about this spot. You can jump up on these boxes and then actually get up to the upper level. This helps a lot in search and destroy. Next map, we are going to be on Embassy. On Embassy, you can go over to this little plant area, jump up onto this ledge, and to the right of that ledge, you can get upstairs. The enemies actually never expect that one, and then if you go do the same exact thing, you actually can jump through the left. And so you can go to the window, and then from the window you can jump into this window. It is a little bit difficult, so I do recommend you guys to pull this video up in custom games and then just go through all these with me and try to master them. You'll become way better at the game. This is just a couple spots of how you can get up to this balcony. You can go up from the truck, or you can go from this crate, and then once you're up here, you actually can get over to a nice little head glitch. If you jump over to this box, you don't really need any momentum. I was a little bit sloppy doing that. This next spot I want to show you, this is going to be on farm. I'm just going to show you guys a couple ways to get up on this roof. Most of you guys already know this, but for those that don't, you actually can get up in like 4 to 5 different ways. So I just showed 2. You can't jump up on this wall, but you actually can go inside the building, and then you can climb up on these little ledges, these little boxes, and then you can go up to the roof, and the enemies don't always expect you. I tried to get up from this other side, but the game didn't really let me. There wasn't any mantle. You actually can climb up on these boxes, and then from those boxes get on the roof as well. And then this car, you can jump off the car and get on the roof. There's so many spots to get on top of here. I tried to get to this mini little roof, but there was no mantle option. Tried to jump off and do it, but it didn't let me. I do want you guys to try to get on there. Maybe I was doing something wrong. And then you also can get up from the roof from that red crate. Over here, this is a very nice little clutch spot. You can climb up on those boxes and get into this window, and then you're already upstairs, and the enemies don't really expect you. And then on the other side, if you're doing a little rush route, you can jump up from that broken. And then here you can jump up on the wood panel and then onto the bus, and then you're inside this building. And then also you can climb up onto the cement. This is a little bit easier than just jump on the bus, and then you can get into this building. And then from up here, you actually can jump on these walls. You can jump around, and then this is a nice little spot if you're playing hide and seek for some reason, or you're trying to get the jump on the enemy. You can jump over here, and that bush actually conceals you a little bit. And then from this wall, you actually can jump onto this wall, go over here, and then you can get into this building just in a little bit of a different way. It's always nice to mix it up so the enemies can't really predict the way that you're going to be coming from. And then from upstairs, you can jump across these walls, and I'm just showing you guys just ways that you can maneuver around this map. This is actually a very clutch spot on search and destroy. You spawn in, take a left, and then you can jump up on the porta potty, and then you can get up here, and typically you can get the jump on the enemies. Usually if you go up the ladder, it takes too long, but if you jump across the porta potty, it speeds up things so much. And then from here, you can climb up on this wall and then jump upstairs. This one is very difficult, but it is a very useful one. And so now we are on Mercado. Right when you spawn in, you can come back here, and then you got a nice little line of sight on the enemies. And if you go up on the RV, you'll see that you have another great line of sight. If you have a sniper, the enemies will see your glint, but you are a way harder target to hit. Over here on these walls, I want to show you, you actually can jump up on any of these walls on this map, and as long as you're on the little square piece, you can actually survive. But if you're not on the edge of that square of the column, you will die because you'll be out of bounds. That one is a little bit difficult to do, but if you can get up into a spot like right here, the enemies won't really expect you to be up here because you'll be higher, not on their same level, and you can cover like all your flanks right there. Up here, you can jump over to this balcony. I don't really, the overhang, whatever that's called. Over here, you can jump up on the table, jump up onto the heater, and then you can jump on the overhang. You only can go to the right, you cannot go to the left unless you jump to the right and then to the left. And now you guys can see I got a nice line of sight on the enemy. Over here, you can jump up on the telephone pole and then get up on the wall, and then you just got to get to the edge of the column and you actually can chill up here. Again, this isn't that good of a spot, but it will get the jump on the enemies because they won't expect you to be here. On this side of the map, you can jump up on the walls, and I'm just showing you that these columns work also. And then if you jump up on this little wall, you can run across, and then you can kill the enemies that are camping back there. All these spots are very good for search and destroy. This area is a very nice little jump spot that I like. Typically, if you just walk around the corner, the enemies are gonna see you first, but if you jump up on this little plant, then the telephone pole, you can use this as a head glitch, and you can safely check around this corner, and I guarantee you the enemies won't really ever expect you to be up there. And then over here, you actually can jump up onto this little wall. You have to jump onto that corner or else your guy won't mantle. And then once you're up here, you actually can fall down on the telephone pole. I don't really use this one that much, but you can jump down there and then jump back up. Over here, you can get up into the warehouse if you jump on that little square ledge box thing, run on the wall, and then you can jump into the warehouse. And there's actually another way to get up here. You can jump up onto the bin, jump onto this wall, and then jump from the wall to the warehouse. And this is another great little flank spot. The next spot I want to show you, this is a nice little flank spot. You can just break through this doorway, and then you run to the left, and you can see someone rushing in. And then if you don't see anyone, you jump up onto that table and look at the double door, and the enemies don't really expect you to be there, and you got your left side covered. So you just want to run down mid, you actually can jump over to the left of this and then jump over this sign, and you can see the enemy sitting on that head glitch. Helps in respawn too, and then if you see them, you can get the jump on them. The next map we're going over is Taraq. I don't really know how to say it, but you can jump up on this little tin roof, and then from here, if you have like a sniper, you can see people hiding up in that building, or you can just get like a weird angle on them. Over here, if you run into this building, climb up the stairs, jump out the window, you got to be a little bit careful because the railing isn't too big. You can slowly walk around here, and you actually get to the side of this building. The enemies will literally never expect you to be up here. This is a great spot. You are exposed, but if you're playing search and destroy, it shouldn't really matter. And then you can go into this little building. This one isn't too helpful, but I want to show you guys that in most of these broken buildings, you actually can jump up into a little like side ledge. Over here, I really like this spot. Typically, the enemies will always see you running up those stairs. You're very exposed, so if you go from the backside, you can climb up the building, making it so you can get up here safely and you're not going to be as exposed. And then from up here, you can jump up onto this little side railing. I actually found this when I was just like trying to go through and show you guys all these jump spots. You actually can walk across this railing. Don't really know why you would use this, but maybe you're trying to be very sneaky and search and destroy, or if the enemy's up there, you can get the nice little jump on them. And there's a couple ways to get up into that little like this little L box balcony area. Don't really know what it's called. And this railing over here, you can go around the entire building on the railing. Again, I don't really know why you'd want to do this, but it is nice to know how to do it just in case the scenario pops up. This next spot, this is very good if the enemy is defusing the bomb A. You can climb up on the wall, climb up on that little balcony, and then you can run over and then kill them off the A bomb. This is a very, very useful one that you guys need to master. I actually almost had an amazing clutch on this map, but then I failed the jump because I wasn't practicing it. Now we are on Hydro. I just want to show you guys that you can jump up on most of these rocks. Doesn't really help too much, but it is nice to know that you can jump up on the rocks. And then if we take a run over here, you can get up into this broken building, you can get up on the roof, and then you can jump around. The enemies don't really expect you to be up here. And then from up here, you actually can get up on these side rocks too, and from this big rock, you can jump to this small rock. And these spots aren't going to be really too helpful, but like I said before, it is very nice to know how to do them just in case. And then you actually can jump up to the roof in many different ways, and so I'll be going through those. So I showed you guys the two main ways. Can't really jump up there, but now I'm going to go on the floor, and then I try to jump up through that that thing and it didn't let me, but you can mantle up on that ledge and then boom, you're up on the roof. So there's about 3 ways to get up on that broken building. This next spot I want to show you, this is a great rush route. This isn't like a jump spot, but it is a little rush route that the enemies don't expect you to be over here. This is a little bit of a jump spot, not really useful at all, but it is nice to know where this spot is. And then if you come over here, you can go in the water, and a lot of people don't know about this water spot. You can go through here, you can take a right and that will bring you into mid, or you can take a left. If you ever get lost in the water, just look at your mini map and you should be able to find your way through the water. And then over here, there's actually a few jump spots that I really like. You can go out into this little mid area, you can jump up on these bins and then get up upstairs. That helps in search and destroy a lot. And then over here, you can go up onto these concrete stairs, you can lay down on this little ledge, and then you can get the jump on the enemies. And then this little hut, you can jump up on the AC or the flower pot and then climb up on top. This is another little flank route that I like. I know it's not a jump spot, but I might as well show you guys these little areas. Jump across this and then you will be out of bounds, but this is another great flank route. And if we go back through here, like say you spawn on this side of the map, you can run through here. You can jump in the water, just so you guys know. Typically I don't really like to do that, but you can run on the land and then jump onto these metal pipes and then climb up, and then you got the nice little high ground. And then you also can do it on the opposite side. You can run over here, instead of going in the water, you can jump up onto the pipes and then climb up on the ledge. And I've killed a lot of people in this building who are using that window as like a head glitch. With all that said, that is going to wrap it up for the 50 jump spots you never knew about in Modern Warfare 2. If this video was helpful, a like is appreciated, and if you want to see more content like this from me, make sure you hit the subscribe button.
I bought a yours today, petty all year like bird.